They say business isn't personal, but when your best friend steals everything you built, it becomes war. I met Ethan when I was 19. We weren't just friends, we were brothers. We spent long nights in college sketching out ideas on napkins, swearing we'd make it big one day, and we did. We started a small tech startup from my garage. It wasn't pretty, but it was ours. Long nights, cheap coffee, and endless code. Ethan handled marketing, I handled development. 2 kids chasing a dream. Years later, our company was worth millions. Investors lined up, but dreams are fragile, especially when greed walks in wearing your best friend's smile. Trust is the easiest thing to give, and the hardest thing to get back. It started with small cracks. Ethan became distant, quiet. He'd take calls outside, sign documents without looping me in. I brushed it off. After all, he was my partner. But one morning, everything changed. I came to the office, swiped my badge, and the system denied me access. My name was gone from the company registry, the same company I built with my bare hands. I thought it was a mistake. It wasn't. Ethan had removed me, legally, efficiently. The documents I had signed months ago, buried in fine print, gave him controlling rights. Every late-night signature, every "just trust me, bro," was a trap. I called him. He answered, voice calm, almost amused. "It's just business, man. Don't make it personal." Personal. He stole my dream, my blood, my sweat. That night, something inside me died, and something colder was born. For weeks, I disappeared. But I wasn't gone. I was watching. Ethan turned the company into a gold mine. New offices, new deals, more money. And there I was, standing in the shadows of everything I built. Revenge isn't fire. It's frost, cold. Patient, I needed answers. Not just emotion, proof. So, I started digging. I called old contacts, lawyers, accountants. I pulled records he thought were buried deep. And the more I found, the darker it got. Ethan hadn't just pushed me out legally. He'd cooked the books, offshore accounts, fake invoices, silent bribes. The company wasn't just successful, it was dirty. I realized then. I didn't just want revenge. I wanted to bury him alive. I contacted a private investigator. Her name was Sarah. Sharp, quiet, the kind of woman who could find dirt under clean floors. Together, we pieced it all. Shell companies, hidden transfers, illegal partnerships. I knew I couldn't confront him head-on. He had the power, the money, the name. I needed to break him from the inside. If you want to destroy someone powerful, don't hit their face, hit their foundation. For months, I infiltrated my own company as a ghost, anonymously. I found employees who'd been wronged, developers underpaid, designers silenced. I fed the right stories to the right people, journalists, regulators, silent investors. I planted the storm one whisper at a time. Ethan was at his peak. Billboards, TV interviews, smug smile plastered on magazine covers. But underneath that perfect image, his empire was rotting. It started with one article, then 2, then 10. Auditors came, lawsuits followed, investors fled like rats off a burning ship. I watched every interview, every shaky statement, and I smiled, not out of joy, but out of justice. One night I walked past our old garage, the place it all began. It was empty now, just a silent witness to a friendship that once meant everything. I stood there, in the cold, remembering the boy I used to be, the one who trusted too much. The sharpest knives aren't held by enemies. They're held by friends. But Ethan wasn't done yet. Cornered animals don't surrender. They fight back. He started digging too. He hired lawyers, threatened journalists, twisted stories. And one night, I got a message. "I know it's you." I didn't reply. I didn't have to. The storm I built was already too big to stop. The investigation went federal. Agents raided his office, files, servers, contracts, everything seized. The world watched him crumble on live TV, the same world that once praised him. But when I saw him being dragged out in handcuffs, something unexpected happened. I didn't feel victory. I felt empty. Weeks passed. The company went under. Investors lost millions. Employees scattered. And me, I didn't get a single cent, just the ashes of what we built. I had my revenge. But in the process, I had burned everything, including the good memories. Revenge doesn't rebuild what they took. It just makes sure they lose it too. Months later, I saw Ethan again, not in a courtroom, not in a cell, but sitting alone on a park bench, looking nothing like the man I once called brother. No suit, no power, just a hollow man with empty eyes. He didn't speak, neither did I. We sat there in silence, two ghosts of a dream we killed together. Sometimes revenge doesn't leave scars. It leaves silence. When I walked away that day, I knew there was no going back. I got my revenge, but I also lost my brother, my company, and the version of myself that believed in trust. This wasn't justice. This was war, and no one wins a war like that. I destroyed him. But the truth is, he destroyed me first.